A long, long time ago, I was listening to a training conference for pastors on cassette tape. I wasn't at the conference, I'm listening to that. This was before I was in ministry, vocationally as a pastor, but I would listen to these things and try to learn and prepare, and I'm driving up and down the highway every day, and I'm listening to this cassette tape. So this tells you how long ago it was. I'm listening to a cassette tape. The speaker at this training, again, this was for pastors, the speaker made a reference to a couple of pretty well-known men in Christian ministry back at that time who had fallen in public ways. They fell into sin, and the ministry work that they were doing obviously was damaged. Their reputations were shot. Temptation came their way, and they fell to temptation. And so he's kind of bringing the subject up, and when he brought this up, again, I'm driving down the road, I'm listening, I'm anticipating, I thought he was going to talk about the flaws in these men and why they did something wrong and how, here's why they messed up so badly and what an embarrassment this is to the kingdom. But that's not what happened. Driving down the road, and I hear him say to all these pastors, "There but for the grace of God go I." And I was kind of surprised that that was the approach he was taking. And then he went on and he said, he said this too, "Better men than me," the speaker talking about himself, "better men than me have fallen in ministry." And again, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting he was going to say that, this humility. And I know those are not the most stunning or insightful comments that we've ever heard, but there was just something, sometimes it's just the timing. I'm driving down the road, I think the timing of it and the way this guy said it and something about his attitude and everything, it just really stuck with me. I mean, this is more than 30 years ago, and I still remember it. It's still that, sort of profound. There was this humility in the way that the speaker addressed this that just really resonated with me. And again, I wasn't even in ministry, vocational ministry as a pastor at that time. "Better men than me," he said, "have fallen." The Bible, if you think you're standing strong, be careful. Now fast forward to the present. In the past maybe year and a half or 2 years, a couple of men in Christian ministry for whom I have had tremendous respect and admiration have been very publicly exposed regarding immoral sexual behaviors. And it's just very disheartening. It's sad. I don't rejoice in that. Some people kind of rejoice, "Oh good, the mighty have fallen." I don't take any pleasure in what happened to these guys at all. The ministries of these two particular men have actually been very, very helpful to me. These guys don't know who I am, but they've been teachers to me. And so it hurts to know that they fell. Those words that I listened to have rung in my head. The past couple of years, "Better men than me have fallen." The words of verse 12 ring in my head. "If you think you're standing strong, Mr. Big Guy, you better be careful. You better be real careful." It's a pretty dangerous attitude, and now I'm not just talking for people who are in full-time ministry, for all followers of Jesus. This is for all followers of Jesus. It's a pretty dangerous attitude to think, "That could never happen to me." That's an area over there where I don't, some people fall in that area, not me. That's never been a temptation for me. Watch it. Amen. Be careful. I don't know how people fell in that kind of a way. They must have really been weak. Be careful. Be careful. If you think you're standing strong, think you're doing pretty great, be careful. Amen. Be careful. We want to ask the Holy Spirit to work in our lives every day, empowering us with His power. With His power. Because I got news for you. You don't have enough willpower. No, you don't. Well, I do, Dan. Be careful. We don't live the Christian life. We especially do not make the choice to say no to temptation without the work of the Holy Spirit in us, empowering us to stand strong, reminding us that there's a limit on this temptation, even if it doesn't seem like it. Holy Spirit, remind us. Help us to look. Holy Spirit, help me to look intentionally for a way out of this. If I got to climb out of a window, help me to find that way to get out of this situation. Help us to stand strong.